Man, oh man. Bro. You see, guys, every single day, these Genshin shows, like the coping level in this community is catastrophic. It is absolutely catastrophic. So if you guys want to understand what's going on, if you got, I'm gonna give you guys some context here. So I was going through Twitter. Once again, Twitter, I barely use this fucking app, but I only use it when it comes to updates, figuring out what's going on with like, each game that I'm talking about on the channel. So I was scrolling through Twitter and then I saw this one Genshin cuck. They pretty much posted this tweet right here. And they're pretty like the devs pretty much implemented these two issues, major issues that are in the game in this survey. You have the schedule that's pretty much locking players from grinding for materials whenever they want, talent level up materials and weapon ascension materials. And then for question 4, you have the boss RNG system where like you can only farm a specific boss once per week, and if you don't get that material for that week, then well, good luck because you have to wait for that other week and try again. So they pretty much address these two issues. Remember, guys, this is a survey. This isn't in their dev note. This is a survey, okay? And the game has been out for 4 fucking years. All right? And look at the responses from these people. Why the fuck is no big EN account is talking about the new survey? Wasn't so many of them complaining about these on Twitter so much? This might be the biggest chance to let Genshin team know it, dev team know it, but not a single big account on Ian's site posted about it. This just shows that these people, these devs, well, all they have to do is blink and they're gonna immediately bend down and suck their cock, because it's getting to a point where they're blinded the fact that this game has been out for 4 fucking years. Do you know how many times people complain about these issues on Twitter, on their surveys, whenever we would do Genshin surveys? You guys remember, whenever we would do Genshin surveys, we would always go to the feedback section and spam, please increase resin, please give more in-game content, please implement reserve resin, please remove this weekly schedule, remove boss RNG. We have been doing this for the past 4 fucking years. For the past 4 years, we have been asking the devs to improve this game. We have been asking the devs to remove these dumb ass features in the game. And what is their response? Oh, instead of us implementing these changes in our previous dev note, in our most recent dev note, what are we gonna do? We're gonna make a survey and we're gonna ask you guys how you feel about these issues. After we know the fact that you guys don't like these issues, you guys don't like these features in the game, we're still gonna make a survey to ask you without just implementing these changes immediately, because we know that you guys don't like these features in the game. That is an insult, bro. And the fact that these people don't even realize that it's an insult, they're like, nah, bro, this is peak because the devs are listening. Bitch, they're not listening, bro. They're not fucking listening. This is a survey. We have been asking them to remove these horrible features in the game. We have been asking them to remove these features for 4 fucking years in their survey. And their response is by mentioning these issues in another fucking survey. You can't make this shit up. But of course, these people are gonna bend down and go to work, bro, because they don't even realize that this is an insult. And number 2, they're not really they're not really addressing the issue. Like, they're just asking us how we feel about this. We don't know if they're gonna fucking fix this. You know how many times we asked them in their surveys to take these issues out the game? You know how many times we went into their feedback category and told them, hey guys, can you remove the fucking schedule? Can you guys stop making boss materials RNG? You know how many times we mentioned this in their survey for the past 4 fucking years and they didn't respond? And now all of a sudden, every content creator, we should glaze them simply because they mentioned these issues in a survey. Why couldn't they implement these changes in their most recent dev note? Why couldn't they do that? Instead, what did we get in this most recent dev note? Convoluted updates that nobody fucking asked for. Markers, auto add button, right? Oh, we're gonna change the image of artifacts and move them from left to right, right? Oh, we're gonna add an elemental filter system that nobody fucking asked for. We're gonna add a one-click weapon refinement, a character interface optimization. This is like the 5th time they optimize a character interface. They've been doing this shit for the past 4 fucking years, tweaking this shit multiple times when nobody doesn't even care, right? But of course, the main issues that we have with the game, they're not included in this dev note. Instead, they put it in a fucking survey. This shit, I ain't gonna lie, guys. This shit got me crashing out. I ain't gonna lie, because it really gets on my nerves whenever the devs decide to do something so, like, when they decide to do something that's the bare minimum, these people are ready to bend down and suck their cock. Like, look at these responses. Because the reason they hate on Genshin is for clout. It's not because they want to see it improve. These questions are so great to see, though. It's obvious which changes Hoyo is gonna make next. We'll be there. Nigga, we have been asking for these changes for the past 4 fucking years. And you mean to tell me that them implementing these so-called changes in a fucking survey without including them in a dev note, we're supposed to just automatically take this as a W? You see, the difference between the HSR and Genshin community is that HSR players actually have fucking common sense. They have priorities. They understand that Hoyoverse has a bad track record when it comes to managing their games. You look at Hoyoverse's not Hoyoverse, but you look at HSR's most recent dev note, and they pretty much talked about power creep, you know, the story just being long as fuck, you know, so many yapping, puzzles, all that shit. Players were still cautious and said, yeah, we're not going to glaze the devs just yet until we see these changes in the fucking game. But when you look at these Genshin players, these changes aren't even in the fucking game, and they're already glazing the fucking company. And they're already going after every single content creator saying that, oh, we're doing this shit for clout, when these changes aren't even in the fucking game. And look at this guy. His response was very unsatisfied. Duh. Fucking duh, bro. We have been complaining about this shit for 4 years, man. And they're making this a survey. They're seriously asking us how we feel about this when they know the obvious fucking answer. The way that I view surveys is that if the devs are trying to decide what they should do to the game, like if they're trying to decide what they should implement in the game, but they don't know if it's going to satisfy the player or not, that's when they use a survey as an opportunity to ask players, hey, how would you guys feel if we implemented these changes in the game? That's what a survey is for. A survey is not for devs to pretty much ask questions that they know the answer to. We have been complaining about this for 4 fucking years. They know the answer to this. Everybody's gonna spam unsatisfied. They already know the fucking answer. But the question is, are they going to implement these changes? Because a survey isn't going to prove that they're going to implement these changes, because we have evidence and we have proof. For the past 4 years, all their surveys, we spammed. Please fix resin. Please fix the talent level up materials and weapon essential material issue. Please fix boss RNG. Right? Please add in-game content. Give us more rewards. Stop making FOMO events. We have been spamming these suggestions forever. And their response to that after 4 years is, okay, you guys have been asking us for a long time to implement these changes. So our response to that is, we're going to make another survey to talk about these issues and ask how you guys feel, even though we know your answer. That's a fucking insult. And honestly, do I feel bad for these Genshin chills? No, I don't feel bad for them at all. I mean, this tweet right here just shows their IQ. It shows where their mindset is at. They're trying to find so many ways to go after people who are criticizing this game, to the point where whenever the devs mention something, they can mention one small little thing, and these people will go to the extreme and say, oh, this is peak because they're mentioning this, even though it's not in the fucking game yet. But as long as they're mentioning it, hey, we should praise them. And the reason why most content creators gave up when it comes to surveys is because they just don't fucking listen. Whenever we do the surveys, they don't listen. They absolutely don't listen. Especially when it comes to the English side of Genshin Impact. When it comes to, you know, us Western CCs, they don't listen to us. They don't listen to us at all. So what's the fucking point? Why am I going to spend 4 fucking years typing the same fucking feedback over and over again when they're not going to listen? And then now all of a sudden, they mentioned this in a fucking survey, I'm supposed to just, you know, open my mouth and just gargle up all their fucking semen because they mentioned this without actually implementing these changes in the game. The developers discussion, if I saw these changes, if I saw them address these issues in developers discussion, then okay, now we're going somewhere, right? We're going somewhere. But no, instead, what did they do? For developers discussion, they talked about the most useless shit, right? Things that nobody fucking asked for. And then for their survey, yeah, we're gonna mention these issues without actually addressing them. We're just gonna ask you guys how you guys feel about it, and we're probably not gonna change it. And I also heard that they had like a new event, that like there's an event in the game right now where players can actually grind for materials whenever they want. But instead of them making it permanent, they made it to an event. And you guys know those players saying the reason why they can't implement these changes is because of coding. You know, if they mess up with the code, then it's gonna break the fucking game. That excuse is just absolute bullshit because they literally made this a limited event. They made it a limited event. They can implement these changes if they want to. They just don't fucking want to because you have these type of people who are going to glaze them no matter what the fuck they do. Look at this shit. Look at this. They're all silent as fuck, dude. This could be a big thing. I see the big thing. I think Spanish accounts post about it, but not a single English one. Fucking retard. Absolute fucking retard. I'm not surprised he got the Genshin profile pic. Like, I'm not surprised, man. I'm not surprised by the way these people respond to this. They're gonna take one fucking survey and blow it to the extreme and use this as ammo to like pretty much shut down every single criticism about the game. Now all of a sudden, all the issues we have with Genshin Impact, they all disappeared because of a fucking mediocre survey of them asking us the most obvious fucking question. How do you guys feel about schedules? How do you guys feel about boss RNG? Like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Shit is crazy, man. This is absolutely crazy, bro. This game, like, you guys would think that the dev note that like this dev note right here was the lowest for Genshin Impact, but no, it gets even worse. This survey just shows how there is a disconnect between the devs and the players. There's a disconnect because they're asking the most obvious questions and they know the fucking answer. Like, why do you guys even have very satisfied or somewhat satisfied? There should only be one fucking option, very unsatisfied, because you guys already know the damn answer. This should not be in a survey because you guys already have the data, right? You guys already have the data. Understand that nobody fucking likes this shit. Nobody likes these issues. Nobody likes these features in the game. You guys already have the evidence. You guys already have the data to prove that nobody likes this. All you have to do is implement these changes and that's it. But of course, you know, let's make it a survey. Let's insult these players. Let's ask them the most obvious question, right? Because we know that these Genshin shields will defend us no matter what. These Genshin shields are going to take our survey and use it as ammo to prove that we are actually fucking listening. Pathetic, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But this right here, I don't give a fuck, man. I don't care unless these changes are in the fucking game. I am not going to glaze a company when I don't see these changes in the game. 4 years, guys. 4 years. Wuthering Waves just dropped Echo loadouts. Genshin Impact out for 4 years. And they still don't have artifact loadouts. And the community's excuse for that is, well, it's because of the coding. You guys are fucking stupid, man.